Oh, yeah, it's long. He's got a really big, maybe we should stand like a little bit. Right around here. Right here. I think this is probably good. Yeah, I think we're probably down. Yeah. Well, every week we go into this program hoping that we're dialed in. And
every week we go into it hoping that it's dialed in.
Sometimes it isn't.
No.
But then again, sometimes we're not dialed in either. We try our best, and so
right.
does Vince.
You're right. Can't always, hit a home run.
Were they dialed in this week?
Not really.
No?
Other than Joe coming, it kind of felt like a lackluster Raw to me anyways.
No, I agree. No, it lacked polish for sure. SmackDown was good, but I thought they dropped the ball, like you had mentioned earlier on, with the inclusion of the tag team champions in that match.
Definitely. Like, they haven't had any TV time really, and the one seeming opportunity where they're gonna have a match to defend the titles, and it just devolves into chaos, and now they're in a huge tag team match where they're probably gonna lose the belts.
Haven't hardly resolved the thing.
Nope.
So how do they fix this?
Maybe somehow have them keep the belts, put them over. I think that could be good.
And who should do the putting over?
Well, wait. How is this match even gonna work? Like, what are the parameters of like the match?
Which match is that?
This tag team turmoil match.
Oh, I have no idea. Who knows what that means? That could be changed right up until match time.
You're right.
I really don't know.
Cause that could change everything. Cause if it's like, I don't know, if they somehow have it like a battle royal where you gotta get dunked over the top rope.
I hope not.
Yeah.
That'd be an awful way for the title to change hands.
Yeah, that would. But I'm trying to think of how they would do it otherwise. I guess they could just have all the tag teams, but only 2 in at a time? I don't know. Either way, it's not looking too great.
No, not terribly bright, to be honest. What I would do is what we've talked about. Put the Usos in a spot to be within reach of those tag team titles. They have the credibility, they can wrestle, and I think they're a good matchup for Jason Jordan and Chad Gable.
I think so too.
We'll see what happens.
The Usos. And yeah, the Usos haven't really been around either.
No, they've hardly been on TV as well.
Had a big change, they've been looking great, and then just gone. Basically, that's it.
I guess it comes down to the fact that SmackDown is a 2-hour show, and they do their best to fit in as much as they can. But when you have people like, dare I say it, John Cena and Undertaker kind of popping in and out,
you're right.
it can be hard. But now that Cena is an affixed member of the roster, he's going to be on TV week to week, I would think, from now on.
And Undertaker's just gone again.
Well, according to Melt's big man, apparently Taker's not doing too well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was really hurting after the Rumble.
Oh, no.
In the Rumble, we saw the dead man get eliminated by none other than the one-man army, Roman Reigns.
The big dog.
That's right.
He said this is his yard now.
That's right. Undertaker was unable to really fill in those 29 holes that he dug.
Because Roman Reigns came in at 30. Oh my god. Everyone thought it was going to be Joe. Or Angle. Maybe Kenny Omega. Roman Reigns.
The internet darling. Sensationalized the world. Set Twitter ablaze even.
He broke Twitter, by God.
He did. As only the big Samoan can. But yeah, Taker was apparently hurting. He was clutching his hip. He recently had his hip done. And apparently he returned to the ring a little bit faster than he would have liked.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
It is.
I
But
hope he's not seriously hurt now because of that.
I don't think he's seriously hurt.
Okay.
But I think you and I can agree, and we talk about this a lot, Undertaker needs to hang him up pretty soon.
Yeah, definitely.
For his sake.
Yeah, like, he's had good matches, but like, by God, when's enough?
hopefully SummerSlam 2017. We'll see. Maybe Survivor Series so they can all end where it all started.
Mm-hmm. Survivor Series, maybe Hell in a Cell. I don't know.
We'll see.
Either way, he needs to have a match with Kane.
Yes. You just work a program with Kane if possible.
Yeah. The final program.
Casket match, Inferno match,
Yeah.
burning casket match.
Yes.
Well, speaking of fantasy booking, that is what we had intended to be today's focus.
Mm-hmm.
This episode's focus. We're going to be taking a look at Big Joe, the other Samoan Joe,
Mm-hmm.
and what his potential is like on the WWE main roster. So right now, we've seen him debuted. He took out Seth. Seth is legitimately injured now.
Put him on the shelf.
Thanks, Joe. What is going to happen between now and WrestleMania? What do you think his Mania opponent will be?
His Mania opponent?
Firmly established as a heel.
I wonder, maybe they are going to go for it and just go straight to Big Kev.
Owens.
Just be like Triple H is like, I got a new guy now. Sorry, Kev.
So that means that we can expect in a couple of weeks on Raw, it'll be Samoa Joe and Braun Strowman against Chris and Kev.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
The two destroyers.
Yeah, I think you're right about that, Ian. I think that's how it's going to get started. Is we're going to be seeing Strowman and Samoa Joe push those titles.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it'll be Strowman who gets the United States title and Joe who gets the Universal title.
I can see that.
But that's, I think, the direction for the time being.
Mm-hmm.
Seth, the timeline right now is that Seth will be gone for about 8 weeks, maybe a bit less. So he will be back in time for WrestleMania, but just barely.
That'd be cool if Seth and Finn Balor came back at the same time.
Well, the speculation right now is that he's going to be back in just a couple of weeks.
Oh.
He's already been cleared, just a matter of finding a storyline to get him back.
He needs that belt, the Demon King.
He does. But Raw is on the verge of becoming an extremely stacked show with, dare I say it, maybe even too many superstars for all the time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Joe, Balor, Kev, Roman, Seth.
But now Stephanie needs to get her 30 minutes of talking in there.
And this past week on Raw, Triple H got his 25 minutes of talking.
Yep. Exactly.
So 55 minutes of talking between the prince and princess of WWE.
Mm-hmm.
That's their show. What can we do? But make a show about it and complain on the internet.
Because we're internet.
That's what we are. But you know what? It always comes down to the fact that we're the one who pays the bills.
Mm-hmm.
So when we see them in a restaurant or a gym,
Yeah.
we're going to ask them for an autograph. And I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. Neither would you.
Especially if they're mid-set.
Yes. If they're mid-set, they love it when you ask them.
Yeah.
Especially
exactly.
Randy.
Just be like, hey, I know you're benching like 400 pounds. Can I just take a picture?
I'm in a selfie. Selfie with me and Randy from out of nowhere. That's how you get run over in the parking lot from out of nowhere.
Buy a Mack truck.
Yeah. Or AJ and Randy working out in this scenario?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's nice of the champ who runs the camp to watch this next pack.
Mm-hmm.
They're on the same
The
team.
snacks pack?
I'm very surprised that there isn't already a faction with Randy Orton in it called Snicks Pack. They can have Pandora and Vibora in it.
Mm-hmm. And Drago.
And Drago, sure. Why not?
Yeah.
Have them all in there. But anyway, getting back to Joe. So we see him push towards more than likely the Universal title for the foreseeable future.
Mm-hmm.
When do you see the big Samoan winning that Universal title? Will it be at Mania? Or will it be maybe a little bit later down the road at potentially SummerSlam? Because Kev had to wait close to a year before he got his champ.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe it will be closer to SummerSlam. Because maybe Big Kev will go over in the first few bouts.
He did it on NXT.
You're right. So it's plausible.
Yeah.
And he's got Chris Jericho.
The Jericho fact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Although, I wonder if maybe we're gonna see Triple H with Samoa Joe, because that could change everything too. If they're gonna be like, actually paired together. I don't feel like they should be.
This is what I think they should do. They should pair them together, just so that Triple H can eventually turn it.
Yeah, you're right.
Depending on how the crowd goes with Joe, because if the crowd gets behind Joe, because sometimes they have in the past, and rightfully so, because Joe's a really dynamic and exciting worker. He's a really good wrestler. So if they turn up to get behind him, they could just turn him babyface, do the Triple H turn, put hopefully the steam on Kevin, even though he's, dare I say it, not that good at getting heel reactions.
No. Not anymore.
And you just answered my question. We turn Kevin back into the monster Quebecois, the Frenchman destroyer, and
He was a monster and he kept it dirty.
that's right. So we'll get the dirty Kev back in the mix as soon as possible, and we have a babyface Samoa Joe going into next year's WrestleMania.
Yep. It's gonna happen.
Hopefully.
The only thing is that I thought about is like, I thought it was kind of weird how, you know, in NXT Samoa Joe was all, you know, well, I guess all of his heat was with Regal, so it's not with H. So.
And the fact that William Regal never provided high-class security for some reason. The security was just never good enough.
No. And he didn't give him his title shot.
No. So,
His deserved title shot.
but that's okay because Triple H said, you know what, William, I'll take it.
He played the game.
He did. And there's a lot more game yet to be played with Samoa Joe, Kevin Owens, and the rest of our friends and everybody. But for this week, I think we've rambled just about enough.
Just about.
Is there any other points that you wanted to add before we call it a day?
Nothing other than, I don't know. It's interesting that the snack went over in the Rumble.
It was interesting, but I think it was a good decision.
Yeah.
I was happy.
I thought it was gonna be Sami Zayn for so long, but
thought
then
so
he got
too.
dunked. And I was like, who's it gonna be now? By God.
It's gonna be Roman.
It was such a swerve. They made us think it was gonna be Roman.
Good job.
He slithered in out of the way.